Hey guys, before I get anywhere near to the game, make sure to go and follow the official fan community of Everlasting Summer to keep updated with all the awesome features coming soon to the game. This site is where all of us Everlasting Summer fans unite, and the links will be down in the description if you want to go check it out. If you have any questions about this game and its new features that are coming soon, make sure to ask this gentleman right here, and I'm sure that he will be able to answer any questions. Thanks guys. Hello everybody, my name is AFHGaming and welcome back to some more Everlasting Summer Let's Play! Let's get back to the story, shall we? Obviously, the first thing I did after getting out after that was inhale a great breath of fresh air. The sun was setting. I decided to take a walk. It's highly unlikely that I will find anything more exciting to do for the rest of the evening. That way, something interesting could arise quite unexpectedly. I was approaching the square when I heard a loud bang. Whoa! What happened? It seemed like something had exploded. I was paralyzed. I am in a hostile environment, not knowing the rules and laws of this place. It would be better for me to run, but at the same time I was curious. Probably I would have just kept standing there, but somebody grabbed my hand. Oh, it's Olga. It was Olga Dmitrievna. Why are you standing here? Let's go and see what happened. Can't you ever manage without me? Yeah, that's the point. She always gets me in. I begged her pitifully. It shouldn't be anything serious. I hope. When we came to the square, there was already a crowd of pioneers. Olga Dmitrievna vigorously pushed through the crowd and approached the crime scene. Obviously, Manha tried to blow up Jenda. Oh, you mean the statue in the middle. But the attackers failed. The monument was still standing upright. There were only dim ashes traced on the pedestal. Well, who did this? She looked over the crowd of pioneers. Surely it wasn't done by an organized terrorist organization. It's a terrorist attack! These guys all came here just to look at what happened. I noticed Olyana and Lisa in the crowd, and it looked like our camp leader noticed them too. You two, come here! They approached reluctantly. Why always me? If you think so. Show me your hands. Oh my gosh, she always says her name. Show me your hands, Elisa. What's wrong with them? I looked closer and saw that they were smeared with black. Now it's clear. What did you make a bomb with? The junior terrorist seemed to hesitate over whether or not to confess, but then blurted out proudly. Activated carbon, saltpeter, and sulfur. Wow. Wait a minute. Carbon! Carbon that she stole from the first aid kit. Why exactly the monument? What did this honored man ever do to you? The fighter of the rights of... Whoa. I could hardly imagine how long she would have kept on scolding Elisa if Electronic hadn't popped out at that very moment shouting. I found it! I found it! Everyone turned towards him. He held a boot in his hand. Here! Electronic boastfully shook it over his head. It's Shurik's boot! Okay, calm down. Tell us in detail where you found it. In the forest, on the way to the old camp. Whispers ran among the pioneers. Old camp, the old camp. Oh, everyone's saying it. Are you sure? Absolutely. What's so special about this old camp? I joined the conversation. It's nothing special, really. She stammered. One of the Sovionics legends tells the story of a young camp leader ghost living there. She fell in love with a pioneer, but he rejected her, and so she killed herself. She committed harakiri with a kitchen knife. Next day, that boy was hit by a bus. Olyana ran out of the crowd. Bus? I refrained from asking about the route number. But science doesn't acknowledge the existence of ghosts, so we have nothing to be afraid of. Anyway, someone should go there. Suddenly the crowd started to thin out. Olga Dmitrievna, it's almost night. Maybe tomorrow? Ooh, I turned around and saw Slavia and Lena. What if at night something happens to him? No, today, right now! What? By the way, where is this place? Electronic roughly described to me the directions and told me the story of the old camp. The camp leader looked at me attentively. If you think that you're the only man here. I looked around the area. Of course, Electronic was quick to flee. I still didn't want to walk in the woods alone. If you ask me, I would. Ooh, choices! Go with Elisa, go with Slavia, go with Oleana, go with Lena, and go alone. I want to go with Slavia! I think I'm making the choice. Go with Slavia. I'll go with him. Yes! Very well. It's better together. Yes, of course together. Are you sure? I asked Slavia in a whisper. I wanted to be sure, but she didn't answer, just smiled. I looked speechlessly at Slavia for some time. Why is she... Whoa. God damn it. Why is she always helping me? Very good. Good luck then, both of you. Well, we'll need it. The camp leader and the other girls said their goodbyes and went their own ways. I was quite surprised that they're treating our night walk through the forest to the abandoned camp as something normal. Well, it can't really be helped. Wait a minute, I'll bring a flashlight. A flashlight, sure. While I was waiting for Slavia, I had a strange thought, not has. Why is she always so kind, sympathetic, and ready to help? Why did she offer to go with me to God knows where? It's always the quiet ones. Should I be concerned about her? I'm back! With a smile, Slavia gave me a flashlight. Shall we go? From what Electronic told us, the old building was built right after the war. It looked like a kindergarten or like a barracks I expected, and definitely could hold less pioneers than today's camp. It had been abandoned for about 20 years. Wow. Oh no, does not look good. It was totally dark. It seemed like the forest was as afraid of us as we were of it. The trees politely moved away, grouping at the sides of the patch, patiently watching us. An owl wooed somewhere far away, but more quietly than usual. I wasn't afraid walking next to Slavia. Probably in other situations, even in the real world, I would be too scared to go into the forest without a proper path. But I tried to get rid of these thoughts. Although it was strange, Slavia probably soothed my self-preservation instincts, and my sense of reality was blunted. If it continues this way, I'll jump towards some beast with a smile on my face. You're not afraid at all, are you? Meaning? Slavia turned around and looked at me, smiling in a strange way, either with misunderstanding or with gentle mockery. Or maybe I was just seeing things. Well, night, the forest, the old camp? Yes, it sort of gives me the chills. Just sort of? Are you afraid? No, well, yes, but it's natural human reaction in this kind of situation. I didn't want to show my fear, but I wasn't really scared. I just felt that being scared is what I should be in a situation like this. It was like my body had stopped producing antibodies to fight against the infection. I was scared not by the night forest, but by the fact that I was reacting to everything that was happening in the wrong way. On the other hand, I didn't want to make a fool of myself. I see. Slavia smiled again and continued walking. This ain't looking good. The path surrounded by trees and bushes was becoming more narrow. The deeper we went into the forest, the less clearly we could see the moon. For a moment, clouds hid the moon and everything was submerged into almost pitch-black darkness. Whoa. I closed my eyes tight, and when I opened them, the moon had taken its place again, and painted the world in a bright white colors of its night shroud. I only just realized how much I hate the dark. Finally, a clear space appeared far away ahead, and a minute later, we were standing at the edge of a forest glade. Whoa! There was a ramshackle old camp building eroded by rain, rust, and beetles. It smiled at us with broken windows like a gap-toothed mouth. A silent rebuke from the dead to the living could be reading in the smile. A cemetery fog clouded the whole glade, so ghosts, ghouls, zombies, devils, and other evil entities seemed to loom from the haze. This sight was enough to give the average person a heart attack or at least panic attack. If Slavia hadn't taken my hand, I surely wouldn't have been able to stand it. It won't be scary this way, she smiled. I couldn't say anything else, just grasped her hand tightly. What am I doing here? Looking for Shuriken at night in the forest here? How could I ever agree? There's not a single normal person who would... But the whole world around me can't be really be called normal. I tried to persuade myself that I was finding answers and that it can't really get any worse. To be honest, nothing bad had actually happened to me during the last 4 days in this camp. Besides, I had no special reason to think that something bad would happen. Maybe it's just the way the world works. People can't live without adventures. Shall we go? Yes, I guess. But we didn't make a move. Slavia seemed to be waiting for me to take the first step, but I had just enough courage to stand still without running away. The moon showed up from behind the clouds again and lit up the old camp building. Now it looked like a tomb, but old dead pictures in my imagination grew real. Visions of ghosts became more focused. The wailing of the wind and the grass rustling got clearer. Noises of the unknown origin could be heard from afar. Seems like it was a great place before. I looked at Slavia carefully. Maybe she was scared, but she was trying to hide it. I know she is. Knowing that, I felt a little better and calmer. Maybe. Let's go. Sure. I stepped carefully, watching every step, trying not to touch the old fence, the crooked merry-go-round, or the rusty slide. In some places, the grass was waist-high, so any wrong move could lead to broken legs or hands. At last, we came into the entrance and pointed my flashlight inside. The darkness that looked back at me was much scarier than the view outside. At least the moon shone brightly there. I gathered up all my courage and crossed the threshold. The inside of the old camp building looked like a kindergarten from my childhood. The layout of the interior, even the rotten furniture, was similar. Well, I shivered, picking out more and more remains of the joy of children long gone with a flashlight. Whoa, she's scared. Creepy! Slavia was not only holding my hand by now, but embarrassing it, firmly pressing herself against me. However, I didn't sense fear in her voice. I wonder whether it was a good idea to come here in the middle of the night. Perhaps not. Shall we go back then? No! What about Shurik? She said in genuine astonishment. Well, Shurik, why did he even come here in the first place? Maybe he isn't even here. Where else could he be? I don't know. Eaten by wolves, maybe? Don't say that! Whoa! Slavia frowned and stepped away from me. You just ruined that moment, dude! I was already so used to being with her that I was slightly upset by her reproach. Well, okay, let's assume that there are no wolves. Though you can never be sure. Well, since we're here, let's search. We searched all the rooms of the old camp, playrooms, bedrooms, canteen, kitchen, and toilets. I even looked into the closet, which has choked with empty, decayed cardboard boxes. Look! When we returned to the place we started from, Slavia picked up something from the floor and gave it to me. It was an old doll with torn frayed threads, missing an hand. Oh my god, the spelling, the grammar. A hand, guys, come on! A hand and an eye, faded from damp. So what? I pity it. What? This doll? Yes. Why would you pity it? Someone played with her, then just threw her away and forgot about her. And she's been here all alone these years, in the rain, in the cold. I can really tell if Slavia was serious or not. I don't think that this is the time to think about such things. On the other hand, what would be the proper time for that? Slavia looked really upset. Yes, maybe. I took the old doll and examined it. I remember how I once found a stuffed lion the same way that Slavia just found this doll. I took him home, washed him, and was as careful with him as with other toys, even though he was long past his retirement age. You should give it to Olyana. Slavia laughed. Yes! Good joke, man. Suddenly, the wind howled down the passage, singing some kind of eerie tune. A light flashed, and I instantly jumped, caught my leg on something, and tumbled on the floor. Are you all right? Slavia ran over me and helped me to get up. Yes, more or less. I tripped on a trap door. It's strange that we hadn't noticed it already. The dirt around the door was cleared. It seems like it was open not too long ago. We're not going down there, are we? I asked, trying to preempt Slavia's suggestion. She only gave me a sad glance. Come on, are we really playing... Are we playing at diggers now? I moaned while lifting the hatch cover with quite an effort. My common sense was crying out, telling me I shouldn't do this, but contrarily, my logic suggested that if this world wanted to kill me, I'd already be dead. But it's only because of Slavia, otherwise there's no way I would go down there. 2 meters of a rusty metal ladder led down to a dirty concrete floor. I leaned over the edge and illuminated a narrow passage going somewhere into the darkness. And what is there? I think I heard about a bomb shelter under the old camp. A bomb? Why would there be a bomb? A bomb shelter? Well, that's a pretty illogical considering the time it was built. Why would Shurik need to go down there? Well, because he's a crazy scientist, that's why. I don't know. Of course, it wasn't necessarily him who opened the hatch, and it's obvious that someone had opened it just recently, but who would be more likely to get the idea of going down there than a mad inventor? If we discard theories of supernatural involvement, there can be no other humans in this forest. At least that's what I thought. Alright, I'll go first. Then if everything is fine, you follow me. What might not be fine? Slavia looked scared, but seemed to ask more out of politeness. Well, I don't know. Rats, for example. Are you afraid of rats? Guess I shouldn't have asked. I sighed deeply and began to descend. Ooh. We advanced slowly, holding hands. In the pitch darkness, the flashlight was not helping much. Only occasionally, it would illuminate pieces of old newspapers and scrap metal lying here and there. Suddenly, it began to feel as if the walls and ceiling covered it and endless twisting cords were pressing it in on me, as if the passage was getting narrower. I spread my arms, trying to measure the passageway with. Are we still far off? Asked Slavia sadly. Far from where? I've got no clue. All right. Just then, a massive metal door appeared before me, as if from nowhere. Oh! Cried Slavia softly. I tried to handle it, seemed to yield a bit. You ready? Not sure. Though speaking frankly, what could you prepare for in such a situation? The wheel turned a few times, squeaking horribly, then finally reached its limit and went quietly. I pulled out the door with all my weight, and it reluctantly opened. There was some sort of chamber behind it, which turned out to be the bomb shelter itself. When we entered, the light suddenly went on, making me flinch. Though it was likely that there was an independent power source here. At the time when these catacombs had been dug, people had been building things to the last. The bomb shelter looked exactly like what I imagined, and had everything needed to sustain a prolonged human existence during a war. The lockers contained chemical protection suits, gas masks, dry rations, and water cans. At the far wall, I noticed a lot of various tools: pressure meters, radiation meters, a radio, and some others. However, this place looked like nobody has ever used it, which was not actually that surprising. Furthermore, it looked like nobody has ever entered it after it was built. Slavia gave me a questioning look. Well, Shurik is definitely not here. But was he? No idea, but if he was here, he couldn't just vanish. I looked around the room again and noticed another door in the wall to my left. Maybe there. However, the door wouldn't open. What if he barred it from the other side? But why? I don't know. Still, it was quite possible, assuming he was there at all. By the looks of things, Shurik was hiding, maybe running from someone. Such thoughts made me uneasy, and I felt like putting myself on the other side of the door as fast as I could. I pushed hard, but the door only gave a dull creak. Here, maybe this'll work. Slavia handed me a crowbar. I fumbled with it, considering how I could better tackle the door. Let's give it a try. Whoa. Using all my strength, I managed to pull the door off its hinges, and it crashed onto the floor. While I was recovering from my effort, Slavia pointed the flashlight down the newly opened passageway. There's a corridor here, just the same as the previous one. Jeez, this place is a real maze. Shall we go? Hold on. I sat on the bunk, took a dusty pillowcase off the pillow, and wiped my forehead. Let me catch my breath. Slavia sat down next to me and began to study the details of the floor-line tile patterns. Better turn off the flashlight for now. Oh, yes. She blushed slightly and clicked the switch off. It's just plain creepy. I caught myself thinking that I have not been treating these events as real for the last half an hour. as if they had not been happening to me, as if they were just a dream. Just like back then, 4 days ago, in the first minutes after I found myself here. Yes, slightly I might have started getting used to this world, this reality, as it has become reality for me. And that feeling deep inside my soul that I had to find an exit was not so acute anymore. But now, again, in a blink of an eye, the forest, the old camp, the bomb shelter, there was absolutely nothing supernatural about any of it, but neither was it anything normal, like anything from my previous life. Yes, agreed Slavia. Don't you find any of this strange? What exactly? Well, the fact that we're sitting here, just you and me in the night, wouldn't it be normal in such a situation to instead wait till morning and call the police? Yes, I guess so, she replied thoughtfully. Of course, I almost volunteered. I shouldn't have. Well, almost isn't quite right, but still. But you just wanted to help. If Shurk is here, we should find him as soon as possible. At this rate, we will be the ones they're looking for. You know, he did manage to get lost here. Slavia looked frustrated. Alright, I didn't mean anything like that. Maybe he's not here, and maybe he actually went back to the camp a long time ago. Yes, maybe. But we should still check, right? Of course! Slavia got back up and held out her hand to me. It seemed she wasn't as afraid as me, though I was already tired of being scared myself, and now only wanted all of this to end as soon as possible. Whoa, creepy tunnels. This corridor was identical to the other one which we came through to get to the bomb shelter. I was walking at a slow pace, carefully watching the door and checking from time to time whether the passage was getting narrower. Look! Slavia held my hand tighter and pointed at a breach in the middle of the tunnel. It was wide enough for a man to climb through or to fall down. Maybe. I pointed the light down, but there seemed to be nothing but ground at the bottom. I think we should check this out. The hole was shallow enough for us to climb out afterwards, so at first sight, there was nothing to be afraid of. I climbed down carefully and helped Slavia. Looks like an abandoned mine. We found ourselves in some kind of a mine. The walls and the ceiling were reinforced by wooden beams, and rails stretched out into the distance. Here and there, the earth pressing down against this fragile design broke through the boards, which were rotting with age. It made the whole structure look a bit unreliable. Where do you think we are? Don't know, some kind of mine? What could they have mined here? Coal, perhaps? Perhaps. We started to advance slowly. Stones would treacherously shift under our feet now and then. The beam coming from the flashlight trembled and jumped from one wall to another, often casting shapeless shadows which disappeared as soon as the lights were pointed at them. It's scarier here than above. Guess so. The further we went, the stronger my confidence became that Shurk had absolutely nothing to do with this place. He couldn't have been taken by a chupacabra, could he? Alright, we can't rule out that possibility either. Uh-oh. At last we came to the fork tunnel. Where do we go now? I don't know. I tried to inject at least some semblance of calm into my voice, but I really had no clue. No, at all. Not where to go, not where Shurk was, not even where we are here. What if we get lost? Yeah, right. Let's leave a mark that we have already been here. I picked up a rather large stone and carefully carved a cross on one of the logs supporting the ceiling. There. Now we'll know that we have already passed the spot. Good. Slavia smiled. So which way? No, I'm supposed to make decisions now? No, I don't know where to go! Oh. How about we do, like, left, right, left, right, left, right? See if that works, maybe. It seems that there is another fork in the road. Okay, right. Another fork on the road. Left. Another fork on the road. Right. Another fork on the road. Left. Another fork on the road. Right. Oh, it worked! Oh, it worked! We came to some kind of miner's camp. Picks and helmets everywhere. A rusty wagon stood in the corner. All the items were so old they dated from the beginning of the 20th century rather than the middle. So this really is a mine, which means we could wander around here for ages without finding a way out. But I sensed that exit was somewhere nearby, and so we went further. It seemed that there was a... Let's just keep on going left and right. See if that works. Left. Right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Oh, it worked again! After another turn, the flashlight lit up a wooden door. Well, at least that's something. To tell the truth, I was so tired of wandering around this mine that I completely stopped thinking about Shirk. I only wanted to find an exit as soon as possible. What's behind it? We're just about to find it out. Past the door, there was a small chamber, which looked either like a utility room of a boiler house, or like one of the bomb shelter's rooms. The floor was littered with empty bottles, and the walls were painted with a mess of graffiti, which meant that other people had more than once visited this place before us, although from the look of things, they had done so rather long ago. I was running the flashlight beam around the room trying to check every part of it when suddenly... Oh my god! I found Shirk curled up in the corner. Shirk! Cried Slavia, however it looked like as if he was not paying attention to us. Here you are! We've been looking for you all night! Why in the world did you come here? Shirk looked up at me with a hazy, unseeing eyes. Ugh, so scary. But anyways, guys, I think we're about to stop here. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you did enjoy, and subscribe to join the AFH Army. And I'll see you all in my next video.